right, guys, we are back and we are going to get this car wash done. We're going to see what the Cavalier looks like. I don't expect it's going to look great, guys, but I think we can make her look a little bit better than this with just a wash, clean up the tires, and let's take a look at this engine bay, because the engine bay is definitely going to need some attention as well. Oh boy, I got to put some WD-40 on that hood. Yeah, there's the engine bay. She's looking a little rough. So I say let's start with the engine bay, right? We'll get this hood prop up, and let's see if we can turn this into something a little more appealing. Now on this car, it's pretty simple because it doesn't have a distributor. I don't have to worry about getting stuff wet. I've done this 1,000 times. I'm gonna use some simple green and literally, guys, spray very liberally. Literally, spray liberally. All right, spray everything down under the hood, man. Everything. And let it soak for a few minutes. I'd say give it about 5 minutes. The engine's not hot. It does work better if you use a warm engine, but I'm just gonna do this cold. I mean, you can already see it's starting to look better. Just doing nothing more than spraying some of this simple green on it. Definitely want to soak the head down real good. The head's got a little bit of oil on it. The goal is to saturate everything you can under the hood. We want it to look good again, man, you know? So let's get it all nice and soaked with simple green. We'll let it soak for a little while, then we'll come back and we'll hit it with a pressure washer. And by the time we hit it with a pressure washer, man, this engine ought to look damn near brand new again. I think you'll be amazed at the transformation. Now, don't get too excited. It's not clean yet. You know what I mean? We've got degreaser everywhere. Look at that. Okay, she's filthy. Truthfully, it's pretty nasty under here. It's gnarly. And I want to make this engine bay look like a car that has 88,000 miles on it instead of 288,000 miles on it. So with that, should be able to fire up the, there we go. All right, let's get to it.
Eyes wide, it's a new revolution. Go one light, then we stand for the movement. It's a shotgun in the dark, running from our demons. And your hands shake when you lose faith in your reasons. So let it burn, brighter than it ever did. America showed us how to lose our innocence. Just kids, greatest life that ever lived. Young blood, stronger than it's ever been. We rise over all the unbelief, just
All right, guys, what do you think of this? Look at her now. Totally different machine, isn't it? Look how beautiful it is. I would say it came out really nice. Look how bright that gold paint came out under here. Total transformation, man. Total transformation. No, I'm not going to put tire shine all over it. It doesn't need it. It's absolutely gorgeous just the way it is. No tire shine. The only thing we do need to do, though, is make sure it fires up still. Because, yeah. And look at all the grime. You see this? Look at this. I mean, that is absolutely nasty. So let's grab the key, and then we get to wash the rest of the car. She deserves it, man. She needs a hell of a bath. There she goes. Yes, sir. Runs like a top. Like a top. She's happy. The car is happy. Somebody's finally paying attention to it, man. Let all that water burn off the engine there. Good old 2.2 liter, man. Good old engine. I love this car, guys. I love this car. All right, I'm gonna let this thing warm up for a little bit, burn all that water off of it, and then we'll get to doing a time lapse, washing and the rest of the car and doing the tires. Intermission time, guys. Okay, it's not really an intermission, but it's time to just stop and take a look at the difference in the before and after. Now, like I said, the paint on this thing is not in the greatest shape anyway, so there's not much we can do to make it look good. But look at the difference here, guys. I mean, you gotta admit, even though the paint doesn't look good, it looks better than having like mildew and stuff all over it, right? Look how it came out, man. She actually looks decent. Now, I know it's running pretty poorly right now, and I'm still going to go over it with a sponge. There's still a lot of residual crap on here, and she is misfiring. I know, you can hear it. Yeah, she's misfiring, but as soon as you hit the gas and take off, she runs great down the road. The misfire goes away. Fresh gas and stuff. You could see, like, honestly, I think hitting this with a sponge will make a huge difference, but here's before and here's after. You know what I mean? This is what it used to look like when we started with it. Look at all the crap coming off the car. It's disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. So let's continue the time lapse. Let's make her look new again. So you guys tell me, how did we do? How did it come out? Whew, I'll tell you what, I vacuumed it, I've cleaned the tires, I've washed it, I've cleaned all the jams, the trunk, the engine. Like, we have really hit this thing hard. The one thing I haven't done is tried to actually wipe down the interior, because I don't think it's gonna do any good, to be quite honest with you. I don't think wiping down the interior is gonna do any good, because it's pretty much disintegrated. But there she is. I'm gonna let you guys take a look at the interior, the jams. You tell me what you think there. I did find a little rust, a little bit of rust right there. Yeah, I'm not gonna hide anything from you, but look, man, like, I cleaned all of this, got all the jams and everything, tried to make it look as good as I could. Now, like I said, I did not wipe down the interior. Like, all of this is still nasty, and I'm sure we could wipe it down, but to be honest with you guys, I've gone about as far as I can go with this one today. This thing has wore me out. But take a look. What do you think? I think it looks good. I'm trying to see what it's going to look like, you know, with paint. Now, one thing I did notice too, see that carpet that came up back there? Yeah, I was just vacuuming it with a vacuum and the carpet just started disintegrating. So unfortunately, because of how long this thing has sat in the sun, it's caused a lot of irreversible damage. But I got back in here where there were a bunch of leaves and a lot of nasty mildew and grime, and I cleaned all of this out. So it actually looks pretty good. I love this car. I mean, I really do, and I can't really explain it. I just do. Look at the shiny paint. Look at that, man. I worked real hard to get her looking good again. Well, I guess it still doesn't look good, does it? To me, it looks good. It looks a hell of a lot better than it did. We got all the mildew and all the grime off of it. It still needs a hell of a wipe down, but besides a wipe down, like really this car needs everything. You know, the more I get into it, it's like, okay, it runs. It will run better. I do believe that it's gonna clear up with running some gas through it, actually driving it. I believe we can get that misfire to clear up. The interior's not that bad. More rust right here. Again, it's not all the way through or anything. Just worth pointing out, there's a little bit of rust there. But I mean, I really worked to clean up all of the jams and everything to get it looking decent. Vacuumed it out. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Dashboard, headliner. Honestly, it really needs seats. It needs carpet. It needs all the trunk pieces. It needs the sun visors. Golly, those are real bad. Those are real bad. I don't even want to touch them. The cup holders work though. Look at that. The cup holders still work. Glove box is empty. Man, she goes right into gear. And she'll go right down the road, no issues, man. She will. Lights and everything function like they're supposed to. Signals work like they're supposed to. Air conditioning doesn't work, but I think we could probably resolve that fairly easily. I love this car, I do. I'm kind of torn on it because the body needs paint. The body's got a few dings, but I kind of say leave the dings in it, man. I don't think those dings are hurting anything. If anything, I guess it'd give this car a little bit of character. You wouldn't want this car looking too good, would you? I don't know, man. I don't know. A fresh paint job and probably key the bumpers and the trim gold as well. Kind of match it all. I think it'd look really good. Under the hood came out really nice as well. I wanted to show you now that it's dry what it looks like. You can hear the cooling fans kicking, and look at this. She's beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Got all the spider webs and cobwebs and everything knocked out of her. She's running like a top. No complaints here at all. So it just leaves me wondering, like, what do we do next? Like, my plan right now is to get this thing down to AAR HQ. This is gonna have to go on a back burner while I make some decisions on, you know, what to do with it. Do we want to continue with it? Do we want to do the paint job and see if we can source it? Pretty much, I think we're just gonna need a whole interior. You know, seats, dash, headliner, like all of it. I believe in this car though. I really do. I believe in this car. And see, it's got some dings here. It's got a few dings all over it, man. It's got a little ding here as well. You know, it would cost literally to fix every ding and to straighten out that rust issue, to fix all of this. It costs a small fortune, guys. A small fortune. I just don't know if I'm prepared to go that far with it. But there she is. She got her bath. She's cleaned up. Now you know what we're gonna do? You guys are, I mean, I don't think you're gonna believe me until you watch me do it. Guys, we are going to drive this down to AAR HQ. That is an hour drive. It's around 60 miles away, and most of it is on the interstate, right? We literally, for you guys, I don't know when the video comes out for you, but for me, I bought this car yesterday. I literally bought this car yesterday, brought it home, cleaned it up, edited the first video and everything. Like, I got all this done in one day. So here we are. This is day 2. We don't know anything about it other than it drove 15 miles home on back roads. Today, we're taking it on an hour drive on the interstate. We're gonna leave it at AAR HQ for a little while because honestly, I've got so many other cars that I'm working on Unfortunately, this is not a priority. This is just a fun content car for us to put back together. But I do have some cars that I actually need to get ready for sale. That means the Honda. That means the BMW was part sponsored from FCP Euro. We got the Mazda over there that probably needs taken down to AAR HQ until we figure out if it's getting a title or not. We've got the Mercedes-Benz that needs a slew of work. There is tons of stuff that I got to get done here, and tons of stuff that could bring me money if we can get it ready for sale. This car right here is not, this is not a moneymaker. Not a moneymaker. So today's video, clean it up, and let's see if it'll make a road trip 60 miles away to AAR HQ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Will this Cavalier make it an hour away? You go ahead and comment below now. Personally, I think it will, but I'm fairly uncertain. I'm actually uncomfortable about this one, and normally I just get in and go. It's full send, whatever happens. But I'm actually nervous about this one. This car has obviously been sitting a very long time, and it made it 15 miles home. But 15 miles on back road is a whole different ball game from being on the interstate going 70 miles an hour for an hour. Hopefully you can see behind us we have the Marauder, and if you can't see behind us, hopefully you can see in the rear view mirror there. There's the Marauder right there. All right, we don't have any backup plan. Like, this car has got to make it or we are going to be in big trouble. So without further ado, let's get a time lapse started of the road trip all the way down to AAR HQ. ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? She made it. There were times we hit 80 miles an hour and it cruised just fine. Now, it's still got a slight misfire at idle. I have a very strong suspicion that the gasoline in it is very old, very old. Now, Carfax shows that 2 years ago, the fuel pump was replaced. So I'm betting 2 years ago, the fuel pump got replaced, sending unit got replaced, and it got a full tank of fresh gas, at which point it proceeded to sit for another 2 years. Now, while at idle, it runs like crap. As soon as you tap on the gas, as soon as you get on the road, she cruises just fine. It's no powerhouse. It's not going to get you from 0 to 60 very quickly at all, but it's definitely capable. It rides decent, and I think it's proven itself today with over an hour and a half drive due to an accident, a bad accident, I might add. They were life flighting people out of there. They had 2 helicopters. They closed off the whole road. We had to turn around and go down gravel roads and stuff. So I'm going to say this car definitely proved itself to me today. Now, before we go, man, that Cobalt SS, right? I need my trailer back, man. I really do. I need to get my trailer back. Nobody's going to be taking this trailer. Number one, I've got a car sitting next to it. Number two, I've got a car sitting in front of it. But the main reason nobody's going to take it is because we're going to add a little bit of security to it right now. So I ended up going with this California immobilizer. This covers up the lugs so that you can't have access to just take the wheel off and get around it. You're not going to go anywhere with this attached. So that's step number one, is to lock one of the wheels to prevent it from moving. Step number two is to throw on a lock on the front of this. Is another California immobilizer. That this isn't something you're going to take a pry bar and just pry off. You know what I mean? The last lock that I bought on the trailer that did get stolen, it had one of those cheesy little locks that you get from Wally World or whatever, and someone literally just came in, popped it right off. This is pretty heavy duty, man. Look at the welds on this thing. All right, so I think between this and that should be enough to keep the trailer protected for the most part. On top of that, people out here don't tend to mess around or steal things. It's a real quiet town. I got neighbors right there. I got another neighbor behind me. Everybody knows who I am out here, and they actually like me. I know it's hard to believe, right? But people out here actually like me. So I don't think they're gonna sit around and let somebody jack my trailer. So that is gonna be it, guys. We made it. We secured the trailer. There's that Impala that I picked up for old boy down in Mexico, sitting here waiting for him. As soon as that travel ban is lifted, he can come up here and get it. Cobalt SS, we're gonna have to get down here soon and get some work done on it. The Cavalier made it, the Marauder made it, and that's the end of the video. Now, I know I look absolutely ridiculous wearing a coat and a hoodie when most of you are probably enjoying nice, warm spring weather. Trust me when I tell you, it is anything but warm or spring out here today. Yesterday was hot as hell, and today they're talking about snow tonight. Snow tonight in Oklahoma. It's crazy. We had hail, we had major thunderstorms, damaging winds, and a cold front moved through and took it from warm to freezing cold. So while I may look ridiculous to you, please keep in mind the weather here really sucks right now. So we made it, man. I'm happy. Everything is going very well. I worked really hard to make this video enjoyable for you. So if I did that, if I was able to make you happy watching this video, if you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, please hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job, and it lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. I hope the rest of you are happy, healthy, financially okay. I hope your families are as well. I know times are definitely trying right now. All of the above. All of the above. We're going through trying times right now, guys, but I am determined that we are all going to make it through this together. We're going to come out of the other side of this A-okay. At least I hope so. So please like, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Auto Auction Rebuilds. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you all very soon in the next one.